Business Daily. The ticker headlines: Kenya beats giant economies in digital content purchases. Kenyans are buying more digital content than peers in many big economies across the globe, despite the recent introduction of taxes targeting such products, highlighting a growing digital consumption in the country. Okay.
What's a digital product?
Digital product.
Or digital content.
The story is on page 3. And an estimated 76.5% of internet users in Kenya aged above 16 years now pay for a digital content every month, the fourth highest proportion in the world, behind only Norway, Mexico, and Sweden, according to a survey by a London-based consumer research firm, GWI. This is much higher than even larger economies like South Africa and the USA, where 73% and 70% respectively in that age group are paying for digital content. What is digital content? It includes movie or television streaming services, music streaming, Munajiona hapa tukiendelea, downloads, mobile app purchases, mobile and computer games, online learning materials, e-books, online magazine subscriptions, dating services, among others. In all those, can you all see yourselves Kenyans?
Yes, I would love to have a deeper dive into what informs our our purchasing, especially digital consumption. I'm just curious. I'm not surprised by this. Maybe a little surprised that it's among the top 5 in the world.
Right.
But not surprised because we are such digital product consumers.
Yeah.
I just want to fully understand the why. I'm just curious. I think
the affordability of the internet here is a big factor.
That's true.
If we say we're beating South Africa, I'm not sure how it is now, but I do know that in general, South African internet is a little bit more expensive than ours. The US, I don't know, don't have comparisons for that, but I definitely think that's a big factor. So the internet penetration has been massive. Then when you think about how much time we spend online, we have the highest proportion of TikTokers, I mean, per capita in the world.
Yeah.
We're digital natives.
It's really, and very, as it says there, I think Kenyans are quite tech savvy, and there's a large youthful population that's coming into the economy, and by that, naturally, they would demand that type of service.
Also, it says that although Kenya tops the charts for the share of internet users, basically it's a percentage of internet users who have made online content purchases.
Right.
But the average amount spent on such services by Kenyans is among the least in the world. So we are paying among the least, just that and most of the people who have access to the internet are paying for one thing or the other. The younger people are paying for mobile games, apps, and learning materials. The older people are spending more on e-books, news services, and magazine subscriptions.
Okay.
Yeah. So including the subscribers to dailynation.africa.
Right.
That goes in there.
So
but online dating services are the least purchased, with just 4.4%.
What's the least purchased?
Online dating services.
Okay. That's probably because usually it's a tiered thing.
Yeah.
So you can access something for free, and then if you want to upgrade, now you have to pay a subscription, which reminds me of a Black Mirror episode I watched yesterday about the subscription culture that we've ingratiated, is that a word, into ourselves. And Black Mirror is very dystopian. So it paints a future where a lady, spoiler alert, gets sick, undergoes a procedure to have her brain basically restored. But when her husband is signing off the papers, he doesn't know it's a subscription service. So they start off with like, for $300 a month, your wife gets to walk around as normal. It's like, okay, cool. And then it's like, it starts faulting, you know, they're like, you have to upgrade to our plus if you want the bug fixes. So the plus is now $500 a month. And
I think many of the Kenyans who are doing all these things are fallen trapped to these things. So you don't actually realize that the subscription will come in. You're just doing that initial
that's the one.
Free trial.
Yes.
And then I actually am a victim of this thing.
It happens.
I have very many subscriptions that I just see. I'm like, what did I subscribe?
Do you set reminders to cancel the I set reminders to cancel the subscription.
Yeah, in my head.
And then 2 years later, you've still been paying.
And then I look at my messages, I'm like, wait, I've been deducted for what?
Yeah, then you're like, your account has been debited. You're like, wait, why?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's ridiculous amounts. It's not like, sometimes it's a big subscription. You're like, how much did you take from me?
Yeah.
Exactly.
On the 22nd of the month?
Because those things that are annual.
Yes.
So you subscribe once, and it's an annual
You're like,
thing.
I'm done. It's just one.
You used it for 2 months, and then the rest of the 10 months, you did not even remember that you had missed it. Then on the 12th month, Like, what?
Merry Christmas.
Right.
I wonder if there's a healthy approach, though, to digital consumption. I would, like I said, I'm just out of curiosity because that is the nature of our society. How do we just keep it measured, while still being digitally savvy?
Mine is more of a, how do we end subscription culture? We're leaving ownership and going to everything as a subscription. And then when does it stop? I saw a big car maker saying now you subscribe for seat warmers. So you buy the car. If you want the seats to warm, it's $300 a year or $200, I can't remember. So I'm like, okay, what feature next? We'll be like, if you want your brakes to apply quickly, subscribe.
Mariam? It started with this generation called the millennials. They are the ones who all the marketing data was showing that, they do not want to purchase, to own. Like even home ownership was, all right, why am I purchasing a home while I can rent? Why am I doing this? So the rental culture started at that point. That's why you're even seeing office spaces and now co-working spaces. Why do I need to go and pay and take up a 3-year, 5-year lease when I can just be paying per use? So the pay per use, and then you come into the YouTubes and the others, pay per click, the mode of advertising, you just pay for.
I can see the pros and cons. To Mariam's point, if it's addressing subscription culture, some people might say, no, if I pay as I use,
makes more sense.
It makes more sense because if I own this car, I don't know, for whatever reason, I may not use it all the time. I may rarely use that feature because
in the summer,
in Kenya, how often do I need? But on the other hand, you're right. It's kind of like this, it's like a slight trap. Now you guys have got me thinking. First of all, I know we are guilty. We're always into, we don't need to own it. We can just hire the service.
Just hire the service.
When does it end?
Shika Mike, Mariam.
Yes.
Should it end?
Subscription culture. That I'm willing to do a Shika Mike on.
Mike.